Okay, so my question of the week, this is definitely pointed at you, but I want an answer. How
Eh.
many times is appropriate to rewatch a show?
Ooh, what's your definition of appropriate? Because Friends watching Friends 6 times in a row was not appropriate. Um,
Okay, well let's just say let's get to more the meat of what I'm
okay,
asking. I'm
going to say at
is it better?
least
Yeah, like what's your level of like? Is it okay to rewatch a show that many times, or should somebody should one branch out a little more instead of
I think you should
rewatching?
definitely branch out from time to time. I mean, I've heard people watch like shows like Grey's Anatomy like 10 times or something like that. And then I
Hmm.
look at them and I go, how? There's 15 seasons. It's ridiculous. But I do think it is I would recommend rewatching shows more than not because there's just stuff that you miss throughout a first viewing. There's callbacks that you'll miss, or there's little setups that you have missed in the earlier seasons on because you're not looking out for them. Especially with shows like Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad, there's like little things you need to pay attention to, like little setups here and there, or even like Sopranos as well. Um, it's just I think rewatchers are appropriate.
But
How
how many?
many? Yeah, I would
I understand what
say
I understand what you're saying though about how you rewatch things once, you'll catch everything again. Maybe you rewatch it a second time just because you enjoy it. But once you're getting the fourth, fifth, and sixth rewatches, especially for really long running shows, is that well, I mean you've done it. I'm just wondering for myself too. Just a moral philosophy question.
well,
Not a
it
moral.
all
It's not
depends.
moral.
It all depends, like how you really feel about the show. I mean, I've rewatched How I Met Your Mother twice just to give it two more chances, and I was disappointed every time. And by the ending. And then I was like, okay, that's enough. But shows like Sons of Anarchy or Friends, to me, it just have never done me wrong. So it's just also like a familiarity to it. A little bit of nostalgia there as well. Like I want to feel that feeling I had when watching it the first time, and it's just one of those things. So I think as long as you have a deep connection to it, you're not going to be disappointed with it. But I do see your point in your question where you are missing out on a boatload of other phenomenal like television as well.
See, the way I tend to do it, anything on this list that I've rewatched, which is really just Community, I've seen about 3 times. I've seen the first couple seasons of the first season of Next Generation 2 or 3 times, and then the rest I just watched through once. The only reason I ever rewatched any of these things is with other people. I've only watched them all one time on my own, and it's because I'm trying to get other people into them that I watch them again. I watched Community the second time through with my one friend who I was trying to get her into it, and the third time I watched it with my family because I tried to get them into it. Um, but it wasn't for me. I mean, I enjoyed the rewatch, of course, just for me. But if it's like, well, I'm trying to introduce you to this really good thing. Um, but when I'm just alone, part of me wants that comfort food. Sure, it would be. I do like that familiarity, and yeah, you know what? I've already experienced a lot of time in this world, and it was sad to leave the first time, but it'll always be there to come back to if I really need it. And I'm sure I will go back to a lot of my favorites one day. There's going to come a point when I'm a crotchety old man who wants absolutely nothing to do with new entertainment, and I'll just content myself with the old favorites. There will come that time, but for now, I'm just trying to consume all the stuff I'm quote unquote supposed to be watching. Um, the stuff I hear I need to be watching. Um, the classics, mostly, some new stuff. But yeah, there's just so much I haven't seen yet that I don't feel comfortable rewatching things multiple times instead of getting a new experience. I understand why people do it. Yeah, it's not really what I do, but like I said, I can see myself doing it one day.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.